Viewers, welcome to the Policy Times, India's only channel on public policy advocacy and activism. So we are at Aligarh Muslim University. Today we got an opportunity to interact with Professor Abdur Raheem Kidwai, sir, who is, a renowned faculty here. Not only here, he teaches as a visiting faculty in almost 30 different countries. He also teaches at Oxford. So, sir, welcome to our show, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Sir, so it's been 30 years now, it's been 70 years, India's literacy rate still stands below 70. If you really go to the qualitative aspect of it, it's not even 50%. What is going wrong, and where are things going wrong?
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. First, the good news is our higher education sector is one of the enviable ones now in the world in terms of the numbers, millions. Look, we have now around 1,000 universities, which is a dream for rest of the countries. We have around 42,000 colleges, teachers more than 2 million, students 15 million plus. So the numbers are staggering. As I said, enviable for anyone. Right, now we come, that is quantity. When we come to the quality, there is a problem area, serious problems. Now we are no longer faced with the problem of illiteracy. Thanks to the planning, thanks to the efforts of everyone, down the line in 70 years, we have been able to achieve almost 100% illiteracy. I know in some parts it is 70-80%, but it is just a matter of time. In 5 years' time, we will certainly have 100% literacy. The real problem, not the problem, it is a trauma, it is a nightmare for the policymaker, for UGC, for HRD ministry, for us also faculty members, is no longer illiteracy. The real issue, real problem is unemployability. We have graduates without any soft skills, any presentation skills. There are MBAs who cannot read or write even a single sentence. So what executive job will they perform when they have such poor? So this is a time to ponder for us, for the policymaker, for us as teachers, for us as citizens of this country, to overcome this problem. And the only way out is our own commitment, motivation level. If we, just as we decided, we resolved that we will overcome illiteracy, we managed to do it, which was a big challenge. We can overcome this problem also. We can have innovation, we can have quality, we can have employability. That's not a big issue.
So I just want to come back to that point. You said 1,000 universities we have, but we actually need 10,000 university comparing the 130 crore population that we have. You said 42,000 colleges we have. We actually need 4 lakh colleges in this country. Are there any efforts happening from the policymaking level, at the policymaking level, to reach to that level? We produce around 50,000, 1 lakh or 5 lakh doctors. We need 50 lakh doctors per season. So are we working towards that compared to India's population size?
That's true. It is very heartening that there has been very positive move in this direction. I can tell you firsthand, not as a spokesman of HRD ministry, I am not on the payroll of HRD ministry, I am a poor faculty member at the AMU, but closely associated with the higher education, especially teacher program. In the last 4 years, under this Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teacher Training, 900 crore rupees have been pumped in, and as many as 10 new schemes, highly innovative, highly rewarding, they have been started, accomplished. I will just give you one example. Look here. These teachers, senior teachers, they are tomorrow's vice chancellors. That goes without saying. So HRD ministry has launched a scheme which is called as LEAP, L-E-A-P, LEAP, Leadership Academic Training Program. Each senior teacher does 2 weeks training within India and 1 week training in the top 100 universities in the world, US. For example, we are going to launch this program. We have entered into agreement with University of Michigan. So you see, these things were unthinkable, say 10 years ago, isn't it? Senior teachers are fully sponsored, going to states, going to UK, to the top universities, having exposure. So it is not just we will get good vice chancellor, we will get such enlightened faculty. On their return, they will do much for the country. So I must assure you that very serious efforts are being taken for increasing both the quantity and quality in higher education.
Thanks for the positive things. And now UGC is spearheading the technical education aspect in the higher education level. Considering the kind of standard that Indian teachers have in this at primary, secondary and higher education level, it is really poor compared to the international standards. Finland provides the best education system in the world. Their education training programs are far different from what we have today. You teach at Oxford, you know the global standards. Are we having an effort to improve the standard of our teachers in India? And how should we approach
That's
it?
true. Like any other walk of human life, education is also a collective thing. You cannot expect any government, whoever the ruling party is, to bring about quality. That depends upon the system. That depends upon the broader society. I'm not just isolating the faculty or management. If parents, to begin with parents, look, in an education institution, there are 168 hours in a week. A student, whether of a school or a university, hardly spends 20 hours on the premises of the school or the university. The rest 148 hours are inside the four walls of the house or the society. If there the atmosphere is not of motivation, of success, of innovation, of rewarding merit, then this 20-hour exposure at the schools will not give us the desired result. So it is a collective duty, and the role of the parents is very important. Once they motivate the students.
Is UGC doing anything, or
UGC has been
regulators doing anything?
UGC has been trying to do it in terms of strengthening teachers' education. A teacher,
parents
exactly, for parents, they are trying to associate parents. The whole focus is on taking all stakeholders together, and the very important stakeholders are parents in terms of syllabus, in terms of appointments, in terms of management. That's what you see at the very small level, micro level. In school we have parent teachers meeting. So these things, they are to be encouraged, and everyone has, you just referred to my being a visiting professor in the West. So on the basis of that experience, I can definitely tell you the only difference between them and us is not money, is not state policy, is not infrastructure. The only thing where we lack is mismanagement, lack of motivation, lack of commitment. There in the West, people take job as a religious duty, which unfortunately, regrettably, we don't. For us, it is just a matter of salary, getting paid, going back home. That's the seriousness of purpose that is missing. Okay?
10 years ago, Sachar Committee came up with a report which showed the way and how Muslims, backward communities, Muslim as a community is a backward and lag in education. It's been 10 years. You belong to that particular community and sitting in one of the most elite and prominent institutes and universities of this country, and especially for this community, where there has not been much progress in 10 years. Why are we not able to wake up and address this issue?
Right.
Why are we not able to provide 100% education?
Right. The observation which I was just making about national education scene, exactly the same applied to the Muslim situation. The grim reality is there is only 2% Muslims who make it to graduation level. Once this is the ground reality, you cannot expect 10% or 20% Muslims in state services. Emotionally, you can make a big issue that the Muslim representation is not there. But look here, look at the ground reality. So the responsibility is ours. And the good, once again, I must tell you, I am in touch with Muslim NGOs, Muslim education institutions. In the last 20 years, especially after 1992, the Babri Masjid incident, there has been a kind of transformation in the Muslim psyche. They are no longer dependent upon these political forces. They know that they should be resilient, they have to stand on their own feet. So in the last 10-15 years, literally hundreds of universities and education institutions initiated by Muslims, they have come up. And the best part is we have in our system such provisions that if Muslims take this initiative, these institutions, including universities, they can be built. I can name you dozens of universities which have come up recently, whether Jodhpur, Maulana Azad University, Integral University in Lucknow, Jamia Hamdard in Delhi, and then in the south, so many, this Khaja Garib Nawaz University, then this in Kashmir. Literally dozens of universities have come up in the last 10-15 years. So the Muslims have to realize their responsibility, take the initiative. That is the only way out. You cannot expect government. No.
We close the interview with this last question. The government's budget allocation for education sector is below 2%, against all recommendations being suggested by different committees. What should be the ideal standard of to the budget allocation in education, and why are we still not addressing this?
You are absolutely true. That is a sad part, and the GDP which should be allocated to education, especially to higher education, is far less than any developed country would spend. That is a policy issue which public figures.
What should be the ideal standard?
It should be at least 10%. It should be in the range of 10%.
8%.
Yeah,
Less than
it is certainly. We are deficient in that, and that's why they found a very poor way out, that is of private universities which have been doing. Of course, there's something positive about them, but they are doing, in the long run, they are doing more damage to the higher education than the state. Okay.
So we had Professor Abdur Raheem Kidwai, sir, suggested that we need, it's a shame that we have just 2% budget allocation in education, whereas sir suggested we should have minimum 10% to it. So I request, if we have any policymakers watching, definitely look into this issue. Thank you so much, sir, and keep watching the Policy Times.